Hello, my name is Alfredo Azula. I am the Communications Manager for the Policy Association for an Open Society, a network of independent think tanks based in Prague. It is my job to help our members with their communications efforts, and data visualization is an important part of that. Last year, for example, I created a data visualization campaign using data compiled by 6 of our members. The resulting visualization was very well received by the audience that we targeted, and it was used by numerous media outlets in the Western Balkans. In a later video, I will cover the process I used to create this campaign as an example of how you too can use this technique to boost the visibility of your advocacy efforts. Let me start by saying that data visualization is not just about the creation of graphs, tables, and charts. These tools can transmit information about data in a quick and easy way and can be used as part of a data visualization project. However, these elements are often confused with data visualization itself. Data visualization is a much more sophisticated and powerful concept that involves much more than just constructing charts. We live in a mathematical universe. Research is the act of gathering numbers found in that universe and organizing it into coherent sets of data. Inside of the data, there are stories waiting to be discovered. Once we discover the stories in the data, we can then visualize these stories through the creation of images. Hence, the critical component in data visualization is the process by which we can find stories within data. These stories and their visualizations are important because they offer NGOs a very powerful tool for advocacy. Data visualization should be considered within the context of what is called the hierarchy of effects, or the communications ladder, which are 2 ways to map out the events that can occur after someone has been exposed to a piece of communication. The goal in both cases is to get the person who is receiving your communication to take action. And in order for that to happen, you must engage and sustain interest in your topic. Let's take a look at the communications ladder as used in advertising and marketing. Beginning at the bottom of the ladder, we can see that people begin the process in a state of unawareness of your message. You must make an impact on the viewer to have any hope of rising up the ladder. If you are able to do so, then the viewer becomes aware of your message. The next step is to get the viewer to comprehend your message. Once they have done so, then they must decide if you have a credible message. If so, the possibility now exists for them to act upon your message. Next, we will consider a similar approach, but one that is more clearly focused on social impact. This one is called the creative media dimensions of impact. Again, the first step is to create awareness of your message through a compelling story. From there, you must sustain interest in order to get your audience engaged in your story. An engaged viewer can now join the movement at large in society that is working on your cause. With enough viewers so engaged with your message, the final step, social change, can occur. I'd like to quote from an article written by Irina Inach, a new media expert who has offered a compelling explanation of how to use the principles illustrated in these charts in data visualization campaigns used by NGOs. She goes on to map the process as follows. 1. The step from exploring to understanding awareness is done through good design interface, usability, aesthetics, clarity of data, good encoding, acknowledge of limitations, the overall conveying of a story. 2. The step from understanding to conviction is made through trust in data sets and in the visuals. 3. The step from conviction to action is made by the smoothness with which the data visualization directs you to immediately available action points. Click, donate, submit. For a more in-depth look at the theory behind the practice of data visualization, I highly recommend Inach's article, What is Data Visualization's Goal? NGOs and Real Impact. The link is available in the recommended reading list for this course. One thing to note about step 3 in Inach's list is that she is very focused on online activity. There are, of course, many other actions that you can inspire that do not involve an online environment. In fact, I would say the most important actions that you can inspire are those that occur in the real world, not by clicking on something online. But the most important lesson to take from all this is that a visual story can be a very powerful tool to engage and sustain interest in your topic and eventually inspire action. Speaking of the real world, in our next video segment, we'll be looking at how communicators are using data visualization to tell their stories, and how NGOs are using these visual stories to advocate for their positions. Thank you for watching, and see you then.